Hi, you guys. Welcome to our Friday Frequently Asked Question, Volume 1 with the nursing team. I am Nurse Amanda over at Arlington High School's Health Office.
I'm Nurse Janelle. I'm at the Lexington Health Office.
And we just came to you guys today to hopefully answer a few of the questions that we are seeing more frequently, and also let you know that we're available. So we'll go through some of the ones that we've been seeing. If in the future you have some questions that are burning in your mind that you want to ask the nursing team, just remember there's no such thing as a stupid question this year. So you can email it to us, and if we hear it frequently, then we may record another one of these for you. So we're going to go to a shared screen and take a look at some of our frequently asked questions. All right, the first question that we've been getting a lot from many people in many classrooms and many sites is, can I use cleaning products that I brought from home and or that parents sent into school with their students? So the short answer is yes, but we want to remind you guys that all cleaners and disinfectants, for the disinfectant portion, you need to be using something that is EPA approved for use with COVID-19. So we'll be sending out to you guys this link right here, which takes you to the EPA website. And once you're at the EPA website, you can actually come right here to the second bullet point and look up the product that you have either at home or that a parent has sent in by the EPA regulation number on the product label. And then you enter the first two sets of numbers into the tool. And so you're going to enter those in. And if your product shows up on list N, and it says yes, that it's on list N, then you can use that number, you can use that product as an EPA approved disinfectant in your classrooms. So here's an example of a product that I have in my health office that we've used before. And when I went on the back, you're gonna look on the back by the barcode and find the EPA reg number right there. When I went and I looked up this product, it is not on the list of EPA approved disinfectants for COVID-19. So whenever I'm using this product, I need to remember that I'm not to be using it as a disinfectant. I can use it as a cleaner if I like, that it wipes down all of my surfaces, but I cannot use it as a disinfectant. So that is our first question. And our second question, we're going to throw back to Janelle. Here you go, Janelle.
All right, so our second question is, can I wear the same gown all day long? So the expectation with gowns is that you are wearing the same gown all day long as it's not torn or compromised in any way. That being said, it's really important that we're cleaning and then disinfecting periodically the gown throughout the day. This means that anytime you're in close contact with one child and you're going to another child, you need to make sure that you do the two-part clean and disinfect process to get everything off of the gown. That's important because while you're wearing the gown, you are protecting yourself, but you're not necessarily protecting the children if you're going from one child to another without cleaning it. If that first child is sick and you're not disinfecting the gown in between encounters, you can actually get that second child sick. So it's really important to remember that we are expecting everyone to use the same gown all day long, but we're also expecting everyone to be cleaning and disinfecting the gowns that they're wearing in between close contact. Back to Amanda.
All right. So our next question is, can I wear the same gloves and use hand sanitizer over the gloves? And so just a review, similar to what Janelle had been saying, that when we're using gloves, when we're using any kind of PPE, we are protecting ourselves. But alcohol-based hand sanitizer makes micro tears in the gloves. And so then the gloves are not even protecting you. So if you're using Purell, you're using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that's the appropriate concentration, then you could actually be making it more risky to yourself to be using alcohol and going from one kid to another. So the best practice is when you're using your gloves that you should use gloves for a single activity, either for a single student or for disinfecting a single surface or for a single time in the bathroom. And every time you take off the gloves, you should be washing your hands with alcohol-based hand sanitizer. All right, our next question, going back to Janelle.
Okay, can I ask about blank and the results of their COVID test? So this is a really important question. Everyone has a right to privacy with their medical information if they're a student or a staff. So that means that we legally cannot give out information about someone's medical diagnosis or lack thereof. This is called the HIPAA law. You guys might have heard about it. So we can't legally give out that information, but we are expected to give out information if someone tests positive. We won't be telling you who tested positive or what the circumstances are, but we will be contacting you if we need to contact you.
And we will also be reporting numbers of positive cases, whether those are numbers of staff and whether those are numbers of students. And it's likely that this kind of information, I mean, it's likely it might be hard to hide if somebody has tested positive. And some people might feel comfortable sharing with their own classroom, with their own staff, and with their own administrator that they have tested positive. And so that should be your choice to share. And you should know that we, as the nursing staff, won't be sharing it.
The other thing I wanted to bring up is that people can be absent for a plethora of reasons that aren't COVID related. So just because someone is absent, and even if they may be absent for an extended period of time, they might not meet the criteria to be COVID tested. So that's just another thing to keep in mind as we move on for the school year.
I always tell my staff, I say, you know, don't worry. There's a lot of people out there keeping track of who's positive and who is identified as a close contact of a positive case. So I know it's anxiety provoking and anxiety inducing, but we have to just trust that the system is working, and it's working for the benefit of all of us. So we have a couple of updates about the system. The first one is that there's a form for HR for all staff that gives you a way of accessing time off related to either COVID-19 test results and waiting for those results, connected to if you are asked to self-isolate due to being exposed to a positive case, or due to you testing positive and needing to take time off for convalescent and for recovery from COVID-19. So this form is called the Families First COVID Relief Act, the Families First FFRCA, Families First Coronavirus Relief Act form, and you can get that form by emailing Maria Walsh. And if you have any questions about if you fall into the category to benefit from that form, you're welcome to email either of the health offices, and your information will be kept confidential between us and between you. And then I think Janelle has one more update as well. Do you want the screen?
Sure.
Okay.
So the second update that's hot off the press is that we are no longer allowed to accept the rapid antigen test results. This is because they have a false negative rate of about 50% of the tests. So that isn't a lab policy, that's actually a policy coming from the Department of Health. So these tests are often given at urgent care offices. So it's really important that if we do ask you to get a COVID test, that you're talking to your primary care doctor and you're making sure that it's a PCR test, not a rapid antigen test. If you do get a rapid antigen test, we will have to ask you to follow up with the PCR test because we can't accept it at this time. Like I said, they're just not accurate enough. And that concludes the updates on Frequently Asked Fridays.
All right, you guys. So please feel free to reach out to us with further questions or use us as resources for all the things that you guys are learning in your classes. Everybody's doing a great job, and we're proud to be a part of this team. Happy Friday.
All right. Bye, guys.